Is it time to take the money off the stock market table? Is it time to sell Bitcoin? And should Zip change its name? I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard.
And we're mad about money. Okay, this is your story, Paul. You're thinking it might be time to take some money off the table.
Well, I'm getting a little worried, Pete. I mean, I have to say, you've been absolutely right about the economy. It's going gangbusters. We've been now collectively saying that for 6 months. The data out yesterday about job vacancies. I mean, look, people just don't know how much money's been spent and just how strong it is. We're getting the same in the US, all right? You can add the vaccine rollout, there's a few problems. But we're in the roaring 20s, folks, okay?
It's gangbustersville.
This is gangbusters. So markets are at record highs. The US is at a record high again last night. We've got Bitcoin at a record high.
Yeah.
How much higher can it go? I don't know. Stick with the trend, but I guess I'm just getting a little sense that good times don't always last forever, and markets are forward-looking. So, can it get a lot better? That's my question to you, Peter.
Well, I interviewed Hamish Douglas from Magellan yesterday, and Hamish also is worried about products like Bitcoin and companies like Tesla. He says it's got that dot-com bust look all over it. Now, he says not all companies and not all tech companies are as vulnerable, but he can't work out how the market valuations are ignoring their lack of profit and even lack of sales. If you look at Tesla's sales, Paul, nowhere near the sales of Volkswagen or General Motors or Toyota, but they're worth about $800 billion, and the other ones like Toyota's $205 billion, Volkswagen is like 180 or something like that. It's ridiculous what the market valuation is, but it's because of a lot of young investors have gone after this company, think it's a great company. It's a good company, but it's not a great company. And I think it could be a big sell-off as well.
Yeah, I'm not bearish, Peter. Look, don't get me wrong. You stick with the trend. We've been calling it, and because interest rates are staying low, and our governor says they're not going up before 2024 at the earliest, right?
So don't be wrong.
Don't be wrong. But look, I just get a little sense, maybe just a little bit starting to put a little bit off the side. Eventually, you're going to get used to that magical rate of 0% in cash.
Yeah.
But if you are getting a little, if you've got good profits, just maybe a
that's
little
what
bit.
he's saying. He's not saying sell out and get out. Just take some of your profit, hold it in cash, like fund managers like Hamish will be doing. Yep. And if the market does sell off 10 or 15%, buy the good quality companies when they fall. Okay, Paul, next, Paul. Is it time to sell Bitcoin? If you've made Bitcoin money, and
God, I'd be taking some profit here. I have to admit, Peter, we have been, or at least I have been, so wrong about these cryptocurrencies, right? Yeah. So you shouldn't listen to anything we say about this, but let's say something anyhow, just in case you think we could get it right. Yeah. I don't know.
Exactly.
I think the central bank, this is time to regulate this stuff, right? I mean, central banks have to come in, create their own cryptocurrency, and then leave things like Bitcoin for only the people who want to not pay any tax and the criminals. And that's really what the usage of these currencies are. Yeah. But we have this huge speculative bubble and prices are going through the roof. So, at the moment, why would Bitcoin come off? I can't see why it's going to come off. Yeah. But I do think governments and central banks have to act, and that might be the thing that brings this stuff under.
It could be the trigger.
But they've got to get off and do something because so far they've been remarkably slow to recognise that this is gaining its own momentum.
That's right. And look, there are a lot of people who really believe in Bitcoin. And look, I think it has a place in the whole...
They remind me of the gold bulls a little bit, right? I mean, all we ever hear about with gold is it's going up. Now, you look at the long-term picture in gold, and it doesn't, right?
That's right, exactly right.
Okay.
And also
but sorry.
Well, Bitcoin was, what $17,000 in 2017, and then slumped to 4,000. You've got to be careful when prices go this mad. I think Bitcoin will always be a valuable product, even if government regulated it, because it is limited in its supply. But at the moment, it worries me, and we have to call it when we see it. Finally, Paul, should Zip change its name? Its share price went up about 16% yesterday. It's been doing really well. It's still miles behind Afterpay if you look at its PE. But when you put it all together, this is a company that owns another company in the US called QuadPay, and QuadPay is shooting the lights out.
QuadPay is shooting the lights out. In fact, it's now half its revenue, almost in that quarter.
Half of Zip's revenue.
Half of Zip's revenue, and by next quarter it will be more than the Australian business. So look, I think it's almost inevitable that we're going to see Zip have to do something, take its listing offshore, because it's really becoming a US business. Look, it's not all blue sky with this business. I mean, some great numbers yesterday. If you look at the trading report, it's all about revenue, it's all about number of customers, it's all about transaction numbers. You see nothing about the bottom line. Okay, these companies aren't making any money yet, and they're quite capital intensive, right? Because they're just a lending business, right? And that's one of the challenges, right? And Zip has the same problem as Afterpay. So a lot about how it raises money to fund its book. So little caution on it, but I think it's now a US company. It's better progress than Afterpay in this regard. QuadPay was a much better acquisition, and that's what you got to watch. And I think if it goes to the US market, you'll probably see more. That's going to help this Australian dollar share price.
Here's an interesting one, which I'm sure you're not aware of. As I was driving into work this morning, I saw an ad for ZipPay, and now Nick Kyrgios is doing an ad for ZipPay. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but he's well known. I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard, and we're mad about money.
Shh.